Despite the saturation, the endless possibilities of isekai stories make us want to see what unique world comes next. Beyond the typical isekai tropes, some exceptional stories emerge with well-crafted plots, compelling characters, and richly imagined worlds. Like any genre, discussion of the best isekai will have conflicting thoughts. My contenders would be Mushoku Tensei, Konosuba, That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, and ReZero. In this season alone, 3 of the 4 options are airing. Not only that, my favorite isekai, ReZero, will air in October. What a time to be an isekai fan! I will talk about this season in general in another video, but this 3-headed monster needs to be talked about separately. Picking up right where the movie left us, Kazuma has delusions of his popularity phase. Everyone's dream is this, but reality is often disappointing. Kazuma is a perfect protagonist in Konosuba because this anime's whole gig is to subvert expectations. A goddess with holy magic, a mage with a spell that destroys mountains, and a knight that will take damage for her party. Looks amazing on paper, but that goddess is useless and drunk. That spell can be used once a day, and that knight is a masochist. Oh, and an isekai protag has to have an OP ability, right? Well, this is his ability. Kazuma is the main cornerstone of this anime. He doesn't care for any glory or social norms. He will dropkick a woman as a connoisseur of gender equality. He's comedic by nature, but Kazuma is unironically relatable. Watching the new season made me realize what has been missing in my life. Not giving a damn in life and just having fun and enjoying the journey. Seeing my boy making progress feels amazing. In episode 2, the new princess character seems like a great addition to the new arc. Being who Kazuma is, you become skeptical of his achievements. With his one-hit wonder, Steel, he has beaten countless demon lords. I love how Steel always has a cameo in a season. With him going to the castle, I am excited to see where the story is gonna go. You never know where Konosuba will take off. Unpredictable, yet very enjoyable. Our next anime to talk about is Mushoku Tensei. After the controversial Season 2, the Part 2 just dropped. Many people had disliked the direction of Season 2. Mushoku has a carefully crafted world with history and lore. There is nothing quite like an author who pours their heart into crafting their world, complemented by richly developed characters that make that world come alive. Rudy's adventures felt like yours, teaching a spoiled brat, traveling through a demon continent. All adventures weren't grandiose, however, all of them had a purpose. It made you excited to see the new places, characters, and many adventures he will partake on. So when the next so-to-be thrilling adventure turns out to be this, there is bound to be a disconnect. Most people didn't like this direction of the plot at all. It didn't have major developments and overall was a slow-paced identity search for Rudy. What sets Mushoku apart from his isekai peers is its slow-paced nature. Every moment rests in the scene it's presented on. You never have to pause certain moments. The show does that for you. A character may have one frame of screen time, but the story always makes them feel like the last piece of a puzzle. Their one line feels realistic and hits home in peak moments. All of Rudius's antics are questionable. He is awkward, creepy, and weird. A great man once said, "Make the main character flawed to make the viewers feel your story." It's the element of compelling storytelling as it resonates with the core values of a viewer. One of the biggest flaws of isekai is changing the origin of the protagonist. It's difficult to change thoughts that make you shut yourself from the world. A new society, new powers, and a fresh start doesn't erase your scarred past. Rudius had just learned magic and his parents were showering him with praises. However, that anxiety of leaving the house never went away. Across the many arcs of Mushoku, we see him constantly lacking confidence and clouding his head with doubts. You never know what gets stuck in your head. Doing everything right should have shielded Rudy, but life's devastating blows landed hard on him. Then it's back to the cycle again, removing yourself from the world that you once thought invited you. Mushoku Tensei's commitment to realism is beautiful and praiseworthy. You did your job when you made your viewer feel the time heals all moments. Every dark has a light, and this latest season seems to be on the other side of the tunnel. Our boy has finally confessed to Sylphie and seems to have found himself. Now it's time to return to the Mushoku Tensei everybody loved. Fun, exciting fights are bound to come, and it's time to buckle up for the next adventure. Now, let's end the video on a high note. With that time I got reincarnated as a slime. With such a Japanese title, I got curious and decided to see it. After being a fan for years, I can confidently say that it's one of the best overpowered stories I have ever seen. People are faithful to overpowered stories because they recycle the same stuff. MC gets a power up, defeats the opposition, and it's just rinse and repeat after that. You always have to freshen up the story. Effective arcs build upon past elements and not by replication. Every slime arc is fresh and exciting. Numerous factions have their philosophies on how the world should work. All of them are waiting for a power shift to get the upper hand in this Cold War. So when a monster nation grows in notoriety, you are essentially putting a target on your back. In the beginning, it was just a group of goblins, then joined the pack of wolves, and why not add the orcs to the party? I have defeated your Demon Lord candidate, now join my collection. What were just goblins now has become a diverse group of many races that can fully take on entire nations. A nation of remarkable diversity where a magnitude of culture and beliefs flourish under the unifying banner of Rimuru Tempest. He is the kind of MC who prioritizes peace. He never wants to initiate problems, but when those problems do arrive, he never backs off from them. The only time he truly utilized his powers, he became a demon lord. There is a purpose for each power-up. It might be due to a new orc that ravages the forest or to resurrect his fallen comrades. This allows Rimuru's abilities to have an emotional weight to them. For those who crave action, the fights deliver. For those who enjoy political intrigue, there is that too. The 2 new episodes have nothing but politics. Rimuru will steadily grow in power, that's for sure. But it's more interesting to see how the nation grew with him. That is the charm of slime. You feel attached to the country and the residents in it. Unlike many overpowered stories, you root for the supporting cast. In the recent movie, I was immersed in the story because I grew attached to the royalty and respect Benimaru, Sion, and the rest of the orcs carry. If that weren't the case, the movie would have missed in impact. There are so many moving parts in the story. The anime always throws curveballs with characters initially stronger than Rimuru, making his journey to the top all the more intriguing. I love all the action in it, but when the story has to slow down, it executes those moments perfectly as well. I love the arc where Rimuru took on the role of a teacher for children facing a bleak future. The story's depth becomes apparent as you delve deeper, revealing the intricate details poured into the world and characters. I cannot wait for next episodes. Put forth your favorite isekai in the comments below. I would be curious to see which one of them gets the votes, and until next time, meet you all in the dungeons of anime.